Hello, can you hear me? Is there a terrible, terrible lag? I hope not. Let's try it out. How are we doing? Lag? How are we on the lag front? I've got some options here of things that I can do should there be some sort of lag. Is it okay? I mean, it's not as bad as last time. I'm not even putting a game through it, so it should be like a lot better. Hooray! Yay! Well, I mean, I've cut out one of the variables, which is not playing a game, I guess, so that it's a little bit better. Anyway, we're here, finally. My goodness, you have no idea what my setup looks like right now. It looks ridiculous. I've got 2 laptops. I got this, I got a little spittoon. Sorry, that was a bit puffy. I've got a spittoon down here for when we do the snacks in a bit, in case they're disgusting. Oh, I haven't got a pen. I need a pen. Because it comes with the scorecard. It's, oh God, see, I moved the mic so that I wouldn't do that, and then here I am doing that. Yeah, so anyway, hello and welcome to the Monday night, we're not playing a game, Snackathon. Let's just call it the Monday Night Crew, and then we can do whatever the heck we fancy doing, you know, tap dancing, mountaineering, hang gliding. As long as we're just hanging out on a Monday, then that's all that really matters, right? So how are you guys out there doing? I'm just check the audio's not out of sync. Hooray! There's no other variables. It's literally just a laptop at this. But good though. I did test it earlier and I couldn't really tell the difference, so, you know, whatever. So, hello. We do have the same mic, yes. Hi, you say Cheeky Monkey. Hi, Pishbot. Hi, Farbman. Hello from Germany. How are you doing? Whereabouts in Germany are you from? Farfan20. Alcop says it's 5 seconds in the stats for me. No idea if that's correct. I don't know. I don't really... It's very difficult. And then also, surely some of it comes down to just the streaming lag bitrate and stuff like that as well. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, this is the echoiest mic. You can't do anything within like a small vicinity of it, or it's like, put things down on the desk. There's got to be some sort of pad I could put down to stop that. I'm going to make a really loud noise, sorry. Whenever someone opens a can of drink, doesn't it always just sound like a can of beer? Do you, like, if someone opens a can of drink on a train, you're like, who's drinking beer? Who's drinking beer? Like, how good is this mic? Listen. Ooh, Farfan, you're from Nuremberg. Ooh. Hey, everybody. Hey, Tove. I need to be able to, like, increase this font. I think my eyes are going. Ooh, Pishbot. Overclocked my CPU last night. Had no idea what I was doing, but it seems stable. Excellent. Yeah, See, part of me really wants to do it on PC so that I can set up for the streams and just leave it, because it's all basically, this is in the middle of my lounge, so I sort of set it up and pack it down like as I go. But then I am a bit of a console gamer and I do like the ease of it, but then maybe for streaming I need to just be, but then I don't want to buy things twice. Well, I say twice, I mean once. I get the other ones obviously for free. Perks of the job. Yeah, I can't say, I mean, it's literally one of the best things ever, being into video games and people sending you video games. I'm downloading Monster Hunter World at the moment. I'm quite excited. Actually, I turned my PS4 off. That should be downloading. Oh well, it's fine. So how are we all? Are we all good? MLG Blackbeard, of course, is going to be ASMR because this mic's just too good for its own good. I'm not actually sponsored by Coca-Cola in any way, just so we're clear. I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is just for fun. Monday Night Crew. Yeah. Did any of you, like, when I was putting up the poll for today, also hilarious that you've picked snacks, loving it. I don't know, I kept thinking The Witcher was just going to keep winning. But also, did any of you guys see that I put up Day of the Tentacle? Now, who in the chat has played Day of the Tentacle? Hands up. Let's find out. Spawn. I stand by my spawn. I'm not sponsored. Ooh, bought it on Steam, Bishop. Yes. Yeah, it's super old school. So, Day of the Tentacle, little bit of Julia history. Day of the Tentacle was, obviously I played other games and games before that, but Day of the Tentacle was the game that I played that got me really into gaming. Like where it wasn't just like, oh, you know, I play it like a little bit. That was the one because my friend Farah, she had quite, not lackluster parenting, but you know, like you go around to some people's houses and like my parents were, I suppose they were quite strict. We didn't really have pizza, we couldn't have fizzy drinks, we couldn't have fun cereal, things like that, apart from at Christmas. But her parents were like, no, let's get Domino's. Oh no, let's just have litre bottles of Coke. And you went around there and you were like, what is this? This is like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It's amazing. And she used to have, she was a really early adopter, like super early adopter, like Max in her house or whatever. And yeah, we used to play Day of the Tentacle. And obviously this was when I was super young and we didn't have the internet, obviously, then, back in those days. You had these tip lines. Now, did any of you guys ever use the tip lines? So if you don't know what a tip line is, if there are some people who don't have a clue, it's basically like an 0898 premium rate number that you would phone up, like, and it would go, are you having trouble? Do you know what to do with the clown? Are you having trouble in the past? Press 1. If you're having trouble in the future, press 2. And then it would go through, you know, in the same way a walkthrough goes through kind of stage, you'd have to do that. But it was costing like £2 a minute. And I actually, I've met Tim Schafer a few times now through work. Lovely man, just so we know. Hello, Silent Aggro, how you doing? And I actually know, you know what, it was at last year's BAFTAs, because he was always the one person that I really wanted to meet because of Day of the Tentacle, and I never really got round to meeting just through things didn't happen or whatever. And then he was at the BAFTAs, and I was like, Tim, a bit drunk. Tim, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to say, you know, thanks for like Day of the Tentacle and stuff like that. I feel like I put your children through college calling up tip lines. And he looked at me and he was like, you rang up tip lines? I was like, yeah. But her parents didn't care. They were like, go ahead, whatever. It's only like a tenner. Don't worry about it. And you're like, wow, this is the dream parenting life. So, yes. Tofu, what is this a British thing? What tip lines? But yeah, see, Tofu, this was like years and years and years and years and years ago before the internet. So there was no way of getting answers to problems within games. I guess you could write to a magazine and say, how do I do this? But that's not quite as instant in the middle of the night when you're like, oh God, what do I do with this fork and this clown? Stab it. That's what you do, just in case you didn't know. So yes, hi, I can't even, when it's in pink, I can't read it. Slime cage. Jesus, Jude, I actually do need to get glasses. This is getting silly. Tofu, I was alive before the internet though. You never had tip lines, but it used to be like in the box you got with like CD-ROMs. And it would have like a little booklet inside. Oh, do you remember when, to stop piracy, they would print a book, like an actual book, and then ask you questions from the book to make sure that you hadn't stolen it? There was one we did at school. Was it Where in the World is like Carmen Sandiego or something? And it actually came with like an encyclopedia, and you had to like look through, and you're like, what? Makes no sense. Unless you play pirate games, yeah, no tip lines. CD-ROMs. Oh my God, Helquin, your pizza just arrived. What pizza did you get so that I can be really jealous? Oh, I'm like, if I could just eat pizza all day, every day, I think just any kind of combination of bread and cheese. Sold. This girl is sold. Yeah, San Diego. And also, Where in the World was Carmen Sandiego was basically something they had at school for us kids to like do at lunch break, because it was sort of a game, but actually it was like accidentally teaching you about geography and like other stuff. And you were like, oh, it's a really fun game. Ha 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 ha. They've learned where, I don't know, Casablanca is. Ha 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 ha. Learning. Anyway. Pizza. Why? Okay, why? Hello, anyway. Hi, Nosember. I do, you know what, IRL is, sometimes I find like my favourite bit of the stream is the chatting to you guys beforehand, and I feel like I'm not the person who can multitask when I play video games so well. And I really like playing games and messing about. But then I feel like I need to talk all the time. But then I get really distracted and I find, I don't know. It's, I get too into games a little bit and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be like talking out loud to people who are watching, etc. Mortal Kombat. Wow, they got into a lot of trouble for that particular game. Mortal Monday. Wow. Silent Aggro had a triple cheese pizza with lots of barbecue sauce on it. Okay, so you know how you get the garlic and herb dips? I was once getting a night bus with a friend of mine and a man got on with a whole Domino's pizza and we were really hungry and a bit drunk. And he was like, do you want some pizza? And we were like, yeah, fine. This is fine. We're on a night bus. This is totally fine taking pizza off of strange. What are those white things? No. And the dude got the slice of pizza out and just got the garlic and herb sauce and was like, and just drizzled it over the whole pizza. And we were like, what are you doing? Over the whole pizza? What's the matter with you? It's for dipping the edges. Just come on, man. Like, are you like, what's happening? And then he was like, no, you have to try, and made us do it on the bus. So me and my friend are like drunk pizza and stuff all the time. Oh my God. Taste. It's like decadence to the power of decadence. It's so bad for you, but oh, sweet baby jeebus. It's the greatest thing ever. It's so good. I can't even explain. Oh, so yes, what's happening? I'm a little bit drunk. But yes, all my stories do start with it. All the best stories are usually when you're a little bit on the tips side, let's be honest. And also all the best stories are when things go wrong. Have you ever noticed that if you went away on holiday and you had a lovely time and it was already great and you told someone that story, everyone literally says the most boring thing in the world, like, okay, so you went to Marbella or like you went to, Canary Islands and you had a lovely time. Who cares? I want to hear about the fact that you lost all your luggage, a small child set fire to your shoe, aliens came down and probed you. These are interesting things to talk about. When nice things happen, it's boring. I've actually realised that every time something really terrible in my life happens, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, as much as this is a really, really awful moment, I'm going to dine out on this anecdote for at least 6 months. 6 months, yeah. So, what else is happening? Oh, wait, sorry, what were we talking about? Johnny Jamer, what's this thing? It's like a burger but with extra bacon and cheese. What? Do you mean pizza? What do you mean? Decadence to the power of decadence is what? Anthony Crota has just subscribed. He gets a subscribe dance because he's the best. He's subscribed. I still need to sort out emotes and things. But for the time being, you get a personalised dance, which I feel is a little bit more bespoke because I put your name in it. So, just saying. MLT Blackbird, you went to an exam when you were a little bit trashed and you passed. What? Okay, so we need some clarification on this. MLG, what was the exam? And please don't tell me it was a driving test because that's just reckless. Sub dance in real time. Master Betaful. Master Boltalol. Wow, I'm really sorry, that's me completely misreading that. You do believe in real UFOs? I just sort of think that I don't know whether UFOs have actually come here or aliens have actually come here, because I just sort of feel like the universe is infinite and for them to find us would be like a needle in a haystack. But I also think it's like quite arrogant of humans to think that we're the only people in the entire infinite cosmos that could possibly have sensible thoughts or build a tin can and shoot it in space. Like, there's got to be someone else out there doing that. Come on now. Oh, MLG, an early medieval history exam. All right, okay, MLG, let's test this theory. Hit us with some early medieval knowledge. Tell us a fact we don't know or a common misconception about early medieval history. Ooh. Crowdboy says aliens have already come, and they were like, you're right. They're probably like, these guys are idiots. They barely got into space. Have you actually ever been to a science museum and you've seen the stuff that they apparently, like the British Science Museum, you see the vehicles that they went into space with, and you're like, Dude, that's like a lawnmower with a space blanket, like a bit of tinfoil over it. I was doing a link actually because I was doing a piece for iPlayer, and we were outside Tim Peake's Sawyer's capsule or whatever. And you look at it and you think, come on, this went into space. It's like a small, it's like a couple of baths welded together. Really? That's okay. I mean, I know that's the capsule to come down in, but I don't know about that. It all just looks a bit rustic for my liking. You know, if I'm going to go into space, it should be more, if you remember the J-Lo video for, I don't know, one of her songs where she's on like a spaceship and there's a party up there, obviously. That's what I want. It's the same thing with like Richard Branson's SpaceX program. Like if I'm going to go into space, it should be like sexy future space with like Fifth Element style sleep pods and someone bringing me champagne. But actually, the experience of being on SpaceX would be horrendous, I reckon, because it'd be all like G-forces. And, you know, if you're going to spend that much money, I would at least expect like Virgin, like upper class treatment and real cutlery. Just saying. Yes, those are Technica headphones. They are really good, apart from I've had them for, I think, 8 years. So they are really, really good, but the cups, the leatherette has started to come off them. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see, there, every time I do a stream with these, I get weird black stuff stuck to my ears to the point where the next day people are like, what's wrong with your ears? So after the last stream, I picked it all off because I was like, it's just gone. Let it go. Okay, MLG says, there are many. Did you know that knights weren't as kind-hearted as they appear to be in films? Most of them profited by raiding random farmers. I was sad when I found that out. I was really sad when I found out about that kind of weird feudal thing where, like, if you were... Is it specifically a king or a lord? If someone's getting married, you actually had the right to sleep with their wife first, or soon-to-be wife first. That's just... I wonder why women have odd views about men sometimes. There's some really dark things. Dark. Helquin says, given the age of the universe, the chance that alien race would be anywhere near a similar level of development is astronomical. They'll probably either be long dead or yet to achieve spaceflight. I suppose it's also... You're right, because it's that sort of time... We think of time as like now, and time is quite short we're like the blink of an eye in the whole history of time. So even if there was somebody else somewhere who had spaceflight, etc., you're right. It could have been, you know, 1 billion years or whatever, either way, depending. I mean, that's not like close, is it really? No, Semba, can you use them with consoles? They haven't got a mic on them. They're pure like DJ headphones basically, and I like them, and I got them because I could. It's one of the first original headphones where you can fold up a cup, should you like, from left to right, not just pushing it back, but you could fold it round. Whilst most headphones nowadays have that function, back in the day, few and far between. Where time becomes a loop, time is immaterial. Oh my God, we've gone really dark and deep, but I kind of like that. That's fun. Square Windows had his or her mind blown. Good stuff. Hello, Midwinter Lily. How are you doing? Hello, and this is really fun. No, we don't actually have some like weird game audio in the background as well. Like normally, because I'm waiting to start the game at 8, there's sort of some sort of menu music going on in the background. And anyone who's fallen asleep when they used to have DVDs will know that menu music is not good things to listen to on repeat. Do you happen to have heard of Kate Russell of the BBC Click Show? She streams on Twitch often, mostly playing Elite Dangerous. Really? Does she? That's cool. I didn't know that about Kate Russell. That's rad. See, my problem is with Twitch. Right, let's get into it. I can never just play one game unless it's just The Witcher, and that feels a bit silly. I just want to try all the different games and try all the different things, and I know that obviously variety streaming on Twitch is quite difficult to do and to sort of build up a following because everyone likes to just like go to their niche sort of thing. But yeah, plus also it's really like there's different consoles and PCs. So I just want someone to do it for me. It's complicated. No, I'm just kidding. But it's quite nice. So normally what I sit down like in the morning is I'll just go through what I've downloaded recently. So I own all the Borderlands games, obviously, because I'm a big Borderlands fan. Although you can't... What we realised before when we were doing the Radio 1 streams is that Twitch won't let you stream Borderlands for some reason. There's some block. Can't happen. Don't know why. So they were doing on PlayStation Store, they've got the Handsome Jack collection for like £9.80, right? And I know I own them. I mean, I own them already. But I was like, but it's like the better version, right? It's like PS4. It's going to look much prettier. So I just downloaded it. And yeah, that might be something you can stream in the future because, oh my God, Borderlands. And I was thinking about, they did that tech demo, didn't they? For like Borderlands 3 or whatever. They just need to bring that out. They need to bring that game out. So much fun. So much fun. Johnny J Man says, you need to do the more one stream a week, perhaps. You're so right. I think if I just did audio streams, I'd probably do it more often because then I can just get out of bed. And if I'm at home for the day, like working from home, I haven't got to like put on makeup. I feel like I should. You don't need to see what this looks like without. I look like a junkie. Oh, B19 says I've watched loads of streams of Borderlands, but was that on PC though? Was it people playing on PC? Oh, Borderlands is so good. Oh, so much fun. I've never obsessed so much about weaponry in all my life. Normally in games, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That'll do. Borderlands, you're like, menu. It's like, Julie, we're in the middle of killing someone. I'm like, yeah, but that one's got we don't want acid coursing, electric. Oh, wow. Everyone had like amazing strategies as well. It's really smart. I kind of thought Bulletstorm should have done that more with the kind of skill kills. If they blended in that Borderlands thing of, electric, fire, all that sort of stuff, it would have made the skill kills better, because in the end you just ended up kicking people into like spiky fences because it was easier than wasting bullets because you needed like all the coins to upgrade and buy bullets, and it was just like no. Pishbot, you don't need makeup. I just use moisturizer. I have the most hereditary dark eye bags under my eyes. It's shocking. You would be shocked. Anyone who ever watches or looks at my Snapchat when I go to the gym, I look anemic, very anemic, and I'm usually quite sweaty, and I have my hair like headbanded back, so I look like some sort of patient. Hello, Matthew 24 lad, how are you doing? Yeah, Mars, I know you can play it on PC. I don't know what it was. I think the Borderlands thing was just Borderlands on Xbox, well, maybe on PS4, I don't know, but streaming it through the Twitch app on that platform, I think, just has a thing where it just won't work. Because I tried it and then I looked online and a bunch of people were like, can't get it to work. So maybe on PC it's different because you're like running it through a different thing. Oh, Matthew 24, your Snapchat is on point. I need to get better at doing Snapchat every day. But then I just I still flip between that thing of like, I'm the most boring person. Why would anyone want to look at this rubbish? I still feel that a bit, but I suppose everyone kind of does. And I guess some people just embrace it and just do it. Ooh, Matt XP91, been watching the show Dark on Netflix. Oh my God, if we're talking about time travel, have you watched it? It's so good. Although it does start to get really confusing when you're going through different time and people, and yeah, wow. But it's so cool though. If you haven't watched it, it's really great. I did watch The Sinner as well recently, and I thought the payoff on that was a bit like, yeah, it was good, but then the payoff was a bit like, yeah. I did recently watch, because I am a big fan of a biopic. I do love that. That's my favourite thing to watch on like a Sunday, because you're like, I'm learning about someone. This is like being at school, right? I'm learning things, even though it's complete lies. And I was watching The Feud with the Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. That was amazing. That was so cool. And I was watching this interview with Susan Sarandon, who plays Betty Davis in it, because it's always fascinating to look back at that time. It was such a different era. And she said she was originally offered to do that when it was just a film, but actually she wasn't so keen, mainly because, I don't know, like it was just a bit too short. And because it was a series, so it meant it had like 10 hours or whatever in the end, it actually talks about a lot of the kind of wider issues around it, which was how women were treated at that time. Because you had Joan Crawford, who was, the beauty of her day. And then as she got older, it was just like, you're ugly and you're old and no one will give you a job sort of thing. But also how, when they made Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, how everyone conspired to make them hate each other. And it's really messed up to like toy with people. But I mean, there's always stories like that with like Kubrick and, you know, The Shining and like different stuff like that where they really mess. Because I mean, there's got to be some sort of like, yes, of course, you want to get the best out of your actors. But if you're fundamentally messing with them mentally, that's like a hostile work environment. Surely you can't do that. Oh, Travellers. ACE 22. Travellers on Netflix. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Harvey wants to know, where are you from in the UK? So I am from London, born and bred, northwest originally, place called Pinner. Although I usually say Harrow because no one knows where Pinner is because it's weird and really small. It used to be this like very odd little village that got swallowed up by the Metropolitan line. So everyone there still thinks of it like a village, you know. It's got that sort of villagey vibe, which means that there's just lots of pubs and not much else. And you just used to spend your entire time in Sainsbury's car park, like driving around in trolleys because there was nothing to do. So that's where I'm from. I've lived all over London. I currently live East London, so it's a bit jazzier. And also there's a lot more sirens because, you know, crime and hospital down the road. So yes. Hi, Comic-Con guy. How you doing? In Normie, I still have 2 episodes of season 2 of The Crown left. That's one beautiful show. I haven't watched that yet. Is it worth a watch? Is it good? Is it true to life a little bit? Pishbot, you're in Glasgow. Hey, Jameses, how you doing? Ooh, East London. It's quite fun. I do love East London. You know what? Because you never run out of things to do. You could spend your entire life here and never go to the same restaurant twice. There's always weird things going on, like fun little markets. And plus there's always some guy with like really odd facial hair you can laugh at, which makes, you know, going out for brunch quite an entertaining affair. Yeah. Delicious. There we are. Oh, Crapboy says it's very worth watching it. Okay, I might have to watch that. So Comic-Con guy, yes, I'm good. It really, I can't believe we're halfway through January already. I feel like my life is flying away. You know, when you're like, yeah, I'm going to hit the ground running. And then you don't because life gets in the way. MLG Blackbeard, I started watching season 4 of Black Mirror. I'm enjoying it. But there's something really lacking in it. Like, it just feels... Normally with Black Mirror, it's like... da-da-da-da, then there's... excuse me, there's kind of a reveal at the end. And then once you're like, oh, that was pretty awful, there's like a secondary kick in the crotch. You know? Like, really just to hammer the message home. And it's more about tech, in my mind. Whereas these... I'm only up to, like, the 3rd one. They just seem like... Yes, there is tech involved. But it doesn't really seem as... relevant. And then the stories, I don't know, there's something not quite grabbing me as much as last time when I can't quite put my finger on it yet. Oh, Matthew, what pizza have you got? Oh my god. Johnny J Man, I have not met the Mudlarks on the Thames. What is that? I must find out. Ooh, Golden Cappuccin, hello. I am trying to be very regular with my streaming. It should hopefully be okay. There's not... At the end of the year, everyone kept booking things for like Monday evenings because they were like, oh, everyone's free then. I'm like, god damn it, that's why I chose Monday, that's why I stream. I haven't watched any Sons of Anarchy, no. A bit like my sex life, a kick in the crotch. Well, everyone's into something. Tom Hardy and Venom. What is it with Tom Hardy and not wanting to show his face? Like, every movie he's in, like, basically they cover his face up and his face is quite nice. He should not do that. Although, I did watch, what's that, the one with Chris Pine and This Means War. I have to say, if you're hungover, perfect movie because it's like a rom-com but with dudes trying to outdo each other. It's quite funny. But something about, like, Tom Hardy's tooth and the where his lip was sitting, where it just looked like he only had one tooth all the way through, so he looked like a giant man baby. It's very distracting. I mean, he has 2 teeth, and, you know. Hi, Neil. How you doing? I did have a good weekend. What did I even do? I think my mind's going. Oh, no, I did my tax and I haven't even finished it yet. I've lost all my bank statements, so I had to reprint them out today. I had to print out 85 pages worth of bank statements. Oh my God. I just need it to be done so that I can know how terrible my life is going to be for the next month. Plus, it's like my birthday coming up, so I need to like work out how much I can go mad. So, yes. Oh, yes, his face was on full display in Inception. That's true. John J. Man, the Mudlarks are amateur archaeologists find historical items on the Thames. Okay. Oh, I do need an accountant, but this is the thing. I'd quite like doing my own tax. I feel like it's penance for the stupid things that I buy, and it means that I look through my year. Although I'm trying out this app for next time. I didn't want to do it this time because it's too close to the wire, and no, everyone knows you don't run a new system too close to when you've got a deadline. That's just asking for trouble. So I've got it for next time, and you basically just scan all your receipts, and I think that that's going to be a wise option, especially because the best thing about it is because I travel a fair bit with work, is that it will scan like a Japanese receipt. You tell her it was from Japan. It will work out what the conversion rate was on that day or whatever, and what it is, and categorize it. And I'm like, actually, even just for that, I pay like 20 quid just to not do that myself. Oh, couple comment. Hi. Oh, no worries. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello, though. Ooh. Master Bolter, lol. It's because my mic's really good and you can just talk really closely to the mic, and it basically is going to turn into ASMR in like about 2 minutes when I start eating these weird snacks. There's no way of like gracefully drinking from a can of Coke without it sounding really gluggy. So Nosamba, could you walk us through our tattoos? Matthew 24 lad, you watching the KSI and Joe Weller fight? Yeah, I think I will be. I think I might actually be there for it. Wow. I mean, it escalated quickly, right? Madness. Although it has taken obviously that, Sidemen F1 and YouTube All Stars, like, YouTubers are going into sport. And I did say at the time that, why not? I mean, I appreciate a lot of people like watching football because, guys at the top of their game. But also I think that there is that element of just, I like these people, they're my team as well. So why not? And plus also I'd way watch more football if it was like 8-4. It's way more exciting. I just can't do this, the backwards and forwards for like an hour where nothing happens that I can't deal with. I'm like, maybe I should do my laundry tomorrow, and like, oh, I should really send that email. I'm not even watching this. I'm not even watching it. Victor should be the ref. He is a fair man. Is Vic. I feel it's 8 o'clock. I feel like should we get on with eating some weird snacks? I'm going to move my bucket closer. I'm not kidding. There's something to spit onto, should it be disgusting. Okay, right. So if you have I'm getting my hand gel ready. Get some wet wipes. Oh yeah, God, it's going to take a turn. It's turning into a very different kind of stream, guys. Food. MLG Blackbeard, yes, KSI and Joe Weller are having an actual proper legal selling tickets for boxing match. Just when you think YouTube can't get any weirder, here we are. So the snacks are from all over the world. So if you have just joined us, wait, let me just sort my hair out. It's very annoying. Here we are. Oh dear. Sorry, I washed it today, so it's just like a big fluffy mess. Oh no, let's get it out of the way. Safety first. Right, so if you have just joined us, welcome to the Monday Night Crew. I'm just going to call it that from now on so that it covers all bases no matter what weird things I suggest. So it's not a Monday Night Game, it's the Monday Night Crew. Let's get some t-shirts. Hello and welcome. I do obviously play games, but also I sometimes make weird polls where I suggest that I should just eat things, and apparently that's something that people want to see because that's what's been chosen. Where's my scissors? I need to open the box. Here we are. Okay. Oh, who would you fight on YouTube, says James. I don't know. There's no one I really want to fight because I don't hate anybody to want to fight them. I don't know. I'm too competitive though. I think if I got into it, I'd get way too into it and I'd probably break some rules and really hurt someone. I've got 2 older brothers, so I don't fight fair. I scratch and bite. Well, I mean, I haven't had a fight in a really, really long time. But when I did, they're a lot older than me and heavy. So you just do whatever you could to get them off you. So, yes. Right. Okay. So, hashtag Monday Night Crew. We are here to watch me. When you suggest something you don't really think about. I'm going to be eating some weird snacks from around the world. So you might have heard me talk before and previously, or perhaps you have seen on my YouTube channel, I have these, I got sent this as a gift before. I've now started paying for them. These boxes called Universal Yum Yums. Now, what they are, it's it's like Birchbox, but for food obsessed people like me. Just full disclosure, they have not paid me to do this. This is not a Spawn thing in any way. I bought it because I liked it and I thought they're really quite cool. So Universal Yum Yums, these are slightly smaller than the normal box I got because it's quite expensive to keep bagging them. So I've been getting these and I'm going to be getting them for the next 6 months. So if we like this, we can do this again. This one's been sitting here for a little while. So this week's box, they thematically come from different countries and they offer you some different snacks. And inside is a scorecard and then you have to score them. So I thought it'd be really fun if you all get a pen and paper. You can all guess what you think I'm going to score things out of 5. And then we'll see if we have a winner. So this one is a Christmas edition. So this one should apparently have Christmassy snacks. Hopefully they're still in date, but I'm probably just going to eat them anyway, from all around the world. So let's have a look. Let's open up the box. I've been saving it especially for you guys. Yeah, what if there are chocolate covered insects? Apparently I'm going to be eating chocolate covered insects then. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, let's find out what's inside. Ooh, okay, so you get your little, it's actually quite sweet. Let me show you first of all. You get your little scorecard here. So these are the ones we're going to be doing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different snacks to choose from. And they give you a little brochure. Lovely. And these are some of the places they've been to before, which is quite fun. Yeah, I need to be sponsored by Yum Yum Box, really, because that would be good. They've got some weird... We've got a quiz we could do later as well. And then I can read you a little bit about each snack before I try it. Well, yes. Okay, so why don't we go through... These all actually look kind of... Oh, no, maybe not those. Right. So you guys know that I do love my foods. So I feel that we should play along at home. So you've got 6 to choose from, and I'm going to do them in order. So I will show you what they are, and then you can have a guess out of 5 what you think I will rate them. Right, so snack number 1. Okay. So this is snack number 1. Oh, garlic potato chips. Right, shall I read you a little bit about each one, or should we just go through them all? I feel like you need to know a little bit of the history before you make your decision. To attend a traditional Czech Christmas dinner, you'll have to follow a few rules. Number 1, don't eat any meat on December the 24th. Number 2, put the live carp you'll have for dinner in the bathtub until you're ready to cook it. They do love a carp, which means if you ever go to Prague for Christmas, they have them outside in barrels and you slip over on all the ice they create and fall on your bottom. Well, not everyone, but Julia does. Number 3, take a scale from the carp and put it in your wallet for good luck. Good luck all year. No, I think I'm all right. Number 4, set the table for an even number of guests, no matter how many people you invite. Number 5, put a bowl of garlic underneath the dinner table to provide strength and protection for the coming year. What you can't or don't want to do, all this, don't worry. We have some amazing garlic chips from the Czech Republic for you to at least help fulfill the last requirement. I don't know, I'm turning into like a really weird... I can't do accents for longer than about a sentence. Made by the famous... Here we go. Well, this is turned into QVC. This is where I'll end up at the end of my career. Made by the famous Czech manufacturer Petra Hobza, these garlic fleck chips are a Prague favourite, and we're lucky enough to be the first company to ever bring them into the US. Okay, we're not in the US, obviously. We just wanted to make sure you'd have enough strength and protection and delicious yums during the holiday. So let's have a think. What do you think I'm going to score these out of 5? Go! Don't tell me. Don't write on the stream. Just write it down on your piece of paper. Don't share your answers because we need to know who's going to have a winner, okay? Don't put it on the stream yet. All right. So next up, what's this one? Here we are. Ooh. Ooh. And all the little ones come in a little teeny tiny baggie. Okay. This is literally the best day ever. Ugh. Okay, well that's a bit of a giveaway. Just take a look at this. All right, let me read you whilst I show. Let's get my little all right. Breves con archipel. I don't know. So this is from Colombia. Oh, bring us some. So trying to be really witty on this, and it's not. Okay. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. Nope. Scratch that. Lots. Just bring us the figs. Figs have always been an essential part of Colombia's Christmas dinner. They come soaked in syrup, accompanied by cheese, or in the most delectable way possible, stuffed with rich, creamy arequipe. I can't read long words. Arequipe. If you were with us for our Colombia box past August, you'll remember arequipe. It's made by slowly heating condensed milk and sugar until it caramelizes into a sweet, sticky toffee pudding-like consistency. For this delectable Colombian treat, whole fresh figs are stuffed full of arequipe. Stop saying that word! Rest assured when we tell you it's the holiday gift you never knew that you wanted, and much better than figgy pudding. So write that down. It's called Brevas con Arequipe. Ooh, that actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about. Think of it out of 5. What do we think? Hey, Red Valkyrie, how you doing? Okay, so write down what you think it's going to be out of 5. Right, the next one is... Ooh, okay. Golden flake, dill pickle. Golden flake. Okay, I'm doing an Australian accent. They're not from Australia. Golden flake dill pickle crisps. In the 1800s, the American store Woolworths began selling hand-blown glass ornaments from Germany. The glass ornaments they were selling were shaped like fruits and vegetables, and surprisingly, or not, they weren't selling well, particularly the pickle ornament. But that was before Rick and Morty, and now they would sell so well. It's Pickle Rick! Okay. Reportedly, an inventive sales clerk began telling customers that the pickle ornament was part of a game in Germany. In this game, the real pickle was... Are you seriously telling me he came up with Hide the Pickle? It's taken a turn. In this game, the real pickle was placed on the Christmas tree, and the first person to find it would be given good fortune for the next year if they re-hid it somewhere else on the tree. Americans loved this story, and the pickle ornaments started to fly off the shelves, while many German-American families have adopted the tradition. There's very little evidence to suggest it was actually common practice in Germany. Luckily, we saved you from searching for your tree for a pickle ornament because you can find your good luck right here in these American-made pickle chips. They're just the right mix of vinegar, dill, and thin potato crispiness. Maybe, just like the pickle ornament, we can convince you that wouldn't be the holidays without them. Traditions have to start somewhere. So write down your answers. It's turned into like a Jack and Nori crisp story. I'm loving it. Ooh, what the hell's that? Okay. This is a Hilliers mini Christmas pudding. Pudding. What's better than a shrimp on the barbie for Christmas dinner? Well, Australians, not too much. They're big fans of barbecued shrimp at Christmas at the beach picnic. There's only one thing that beats it out. Christmas pudding. Oh God, the accent's going to go. Originally from the UK, Christmas pudding, also called figgy pudding, is one of the few traditional holdovers that the Australians have kept from their British ancestors. Made from a thick batter of eggs, breadcrumbs, currants, figs, nuts and a handful of spices, it's typically cooked in November, wrapped in fine muslin for storage, then slowly steamed on Christmas Day. It's far too much work for an average person, so instead we're giving you a taste of Christmas pudding in a thoroughly Aussie way. Sorry. I got some weird saliva. Jeez. Okay. In a thoroughly Aussie way. Ernest Hillier founded Australia's first chocolate company in 1914, forever changing the country's resilience on Europe and America for chocolate exports. He became extremely well known not only for his creamy chocolate, but also for unique fillings he would put in its centre. His creativity knew no bounds, and neither did his troublemaking ways. What? All throughout the 1930s, Hillier would sneak alcohol inside his chocolate just to make local governments upset. No one can get upset about these, they're just pure chocolate goodness. Actually, that wasn't so bad. I mean, it's still a terrible Australian accent, but at least I kept the consistently bad accent throughout. So write down what you think I'm going to score this out of 5. This is the best story ever I want to know about. Ooh, this is Jabri Baklava. In Islam, there are 2 major holidays every year. Typically, a larger piece of meat is slaughtered and split 3 ways. 1/3 is given to friends, 1/3 is given to the poor, and 1/3 is given to the family. Eid al-Fitr is celebrated on the last day of Ramadan, which occurs at different times each year, and it's based on the Islamic calendar. This year it was June, but in 2028 it will be February. Of the 2 Eid holidays, this is the one where you'll probably see the baklava. It's the sweet holiday. So, yeah, depending on which one it is. The baklava you're about to eat is made by a famous restaurant in Amman, Jordan, called Sabri Jabri and Sons Company. In 1990, the company was honoured by the King of Jordan to commemorate their contributions to building up Jordan's economy. We, on the other hand, would like to commemorate them for our love of baklava. Delicious baklava. Gonna hold that up there for you. We had the chance to meet the son of the original owner. Wow, there's so much backstory in this. Who knew snacks had backstories? Oh my god. Son of the original owner, and we've been hooked on his baklava ever since. You'll receive 2 different types of baklava in this box. One is more traditional, with chopped cashews in between thin layers of pastry dough. The other is called a bird's nest. I totally need to do an M&S soundbite. Because thin strands of vermicelli, apart from I can't read words, are wrapped around pistachios to make it look like a bird's nest. No matter what holiday you're celebrating this year, we hope it will be a lot sweeter with a bit of baklava. So you guys know I was doing, write down what you think. I'm going to score this out of 5 on your piece of paper now. So this is called the Jabri Baklava. So if any of you guys actually listen to my Radio 1 radio shows, I had to do a push to this thing they're doing at the moment called Jam Slam, which is basically you can win like amazing tickets and backstage passes to all this different stuff. Anyway, I was doing really, really well of making this read out document sound really cool and really chilled and really relaxed. And when I got to Radio 1 at the end, I mispronounced Radio 1 and went Radio 1. So awkward. And like my producer looks across the table and I was like, I styled it out okay, right? Everyone says it like that. Radio 1. Apparently not. Yugwa candy. So if you watch my Korean snacks video that I put up, no, actually, I don't think it's a separate snack thing. I think it was when I was out and about. It was my career video of going back at the Studio 4 Player Unknown's Battlegrounds when we were interviewing Brandon Green for the show that's actually gone up on iPlayer actually a couple of days ago. Amazing. So cool to go there. But I did a vlog while I was there and most of it was just, me eating. I actually tried these already. So if you've seen the vlog, you're going to know what I'm going to score it because you've already seen it. So bonus points. Hey Lars, how you doing? All right. So this is Yugwa candy. Right, so I know what these are a little bit like. Let's read a little bit of history. We're learning, right? We're learning. With every bite of this candy, you'll be enjoying a taste of history. I need to get pop mic. Yagua has been eaten in Korea since the year 918. Shit, son. No, we didn't mistype. We mean 1918. It was traditionally only served during national feasts, ceremonies, and state banquets. For 500 years, starting in the 1300s, the candy consumption was restricted even further. It could only be eaten at weddings or during special toasts to longevity. While the occasions for serving the treat are less regulated than today, the way that it's made, and sold is still handled very strictly. The making of yagua is regulated by the Korean government. Alright. Could you imagine if our government was like, yeah, we're in charge of crisps. Can't eat them. Sorry. And must be made by a Korean food grandmaster. The grandmaster who made this back, Mr. Kim Kyu-hyun, has been studying the practice of making yagua for over 20 years. God, I thought it took me a long time to learn a recipe, but here we are. To make the ancient treat, he soaks rice in water for 5 days? And then pours it into rice flour. From there, the flour is kneaded with honey and water, cut to pieces, soaked in more honey and water, and then dried in the shade. It's very specific. After the dough is dried, it's deep fried twice, then coated in honey and puffed rice. The final product is often served during Korea's fall holiday called Chuseok, as well as special occasions such as Korean New Year. Whatever your special occasion might be this holiday season, here's a piece of history to go with it. Okay, so what do we think out of 5? Answers on your postcards now. And then we have one more to read out, and then I can start eating these weird-ass snacks. Oh, they're sweets. Here we go. Oh. Disaster. Some sweets, but what do they taste of? Right, okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This is apparently a sweet from the UK. I have never seen these before in my life. These are mince pie candies. Hands up from the UK who's ever seen mince pie candy. Ridiculous. I'm waiting to see if anyone's actually... No, you haven't. This is just nonsense. Nope. See, this is... Yum Yums are lying. Well, what stuff would they put? Yeah, most of our stuff is like super bland candy. Anyway. Ever heard of mincemeat pie? No, yes. Either way, you're about to hear a lot more about it. Back in the 11th century, people living in the Middle East would cure their meat using a mix of sugar, spices and fruit. When the Crusaders came back to England from the Middle East in the 12th century, they brought a technique with them. To store the meat, typically mutton, beef or lamb, over long periods of time, it was finely minced, then mixed with cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg and a variety of fruits like apples, raisins and citrus. Ooh, citrus! Ooh, can you imagine such a thing? In 1413, after King Henry V served a mincemeat pie at his coronation, the dish became common during the holidays. Pies were everywhere. You couldn't move for bloody pies. Often baked into oval shapes to represent baby Jesus sleeping in a manger. Is that true? I didn't know that. 200 years later, when Oliver Cromwell abolished Christmas in England, I really feel like I've not paid attention in history class at all. We abolished Christmas? When? What? I don't remember any of that. MOG, is this true? You must know these things. What's going on? He also effectively abolished mincemeat pies. They were still made in secret, and the meat was removed from many recipes, and the finished pies were baked into a variety of shapes to disguise them. Oh no, it's not a pie, it's a table lamp. It was during this period that the urban legend arose that it's illegal to eat mince pies on Christmas Day. Okay, I don't know that either. Whilst the myth isn't true, that there was one that is. Most mincemeat pies don't have any meat in them. Ooh, most only contain the original spices used in the 12th century, such as cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, plus a variety of fruits. So, vegetarians, don't worry, these mincemeat candies aren't banned for you. I feel like that's a load of rubbish. But whatever, we've had a fun little bit of history about all of this. So what do you think I'm going to score these out of 5? So you should now have the full table of 6 snacks. What I'm going to score them all out of 5. So Are we ready? Oh, MLG's not too sure about that. Well, maybe. Okay. Oh, Sirius666 says, we did abolish Christmas, but only for like 11 years. That's quite a long time to abolish Christmas. Some kids out there like, right, annoyed. Okay, so I'm going to get my chart out. I got my bin ready. Got a bottle of water, should any of this be utterly horrendous. Let's have a quick little drink before we kick things off. Ah, delicious. Right, well, I feel like I've learnt some things. Let's get my little snack chart out. I feel like these are a lot. Normally what they do is put in some like kind of quite horrendous ones as well. You know, like, oh, I can't move my leg. So like in the Mexican one that I did, there was a lot of really weird like chili, spice and stuff like that. But I feel because it's Christmas, they've been sort of a bit nicer. But we'll see. Worst case scenario, I'll just find something weird at the bottom of the fridge. So I'm getting myself ready. Prepared. I keep leaning forward on the sofa and I get chronic backache just from my streams, so I need to protect my back, plus also I can, oh, excuse me. Right, I've got my little chart ready. Here we go. So, sirens obviously. 0 out of 5 is a valid score, and I do sometimes work on a 0.5 scale if you see my videos, because it's only out of 5 and sometimes things are quite similar. So if you would like to, let's have a quick recap. So what we think I'm going to be scoring these out of 5. One of them has to be a 5 because I try and get a 5 out of each box. So just a quick recap, 0.5 of the score is valid. So we had the garlic potato chips, which was number 1. Then we had the weird fig thing. I need to know the names of these things. It's not actually written on the thing. Bravas von Archipe, or whatever that thing was. It's like being in an actual exam here. I'm just getting one of the bits out, cheat sheets. So what will that be out of 5? Then we've got the Golden Flake dill pickle snacks. This is quite a good test of what food I've eaten before that you guys know that I like or not. Then we've got the Christmas pudding. And then we've got the Korean puffed rice snack. And then we have the lyingly, apparently from England, mincemeat pie sweets. So this should be interesting, and it's going to get well ASMR right about now. I'm just letting you know that. Turn your mics down maybe. Right, here we are. Stratnice Bramburki. Okay, I'm going to give you a full review of these, like including smells, and I'm probably going to talk with my mouth full, just so you know. You know what? Not that garlicky. They just smell like Rego crisps with a whiff of garlic. So let's take a look. Average. Nothing weird. It's going to start being really odd. Oh my God, they're so garlicky. They don't smell garlicky, but sweet Jesus, my mouth is awash with garlic right now. Oh my God, it's like gone up my nose. That is some savage garlic scores here. But good crunch on the crisp. I mean, they're basically Walker's consistency. So like average, avo. Really garlicky though. I mean like, but obviously not so terrible because I keep eating them. Right, I'll put these in order over here. So let me think. Okay, I'm having more. It's important to test them properly. Very garlicky, very average crisp though. I could eat them because it's that weird thing where you eat it, it doesn't taste that garlicky. It's just the aftertaste. and like my fingers now really, really stink of garlic. So I'm going to give it, it's not amazing. It's quite average. Let's say 2.5 out of 5, because it's kind of average, but just like a little bit below average. Like there are some good average crisps, right? So let's write my name, Julia. These are my scores here. I'm going to go for 2.5. Okay. Right. Now, next one. Did anyone get... Ah, no, Semba called it. Nice. Okay. 2.5. Okay. Right. Now, next one. What's the next one? So it's brevas con arequipe. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Okay. So it's the one it's quite squidge. Squidge worries me sometimes. Let's get the full... Alcop was 0.5 off. Oh, God. Right. Yeah, my breath is going to completely stink. Ooh, that's pungent. That's quite a pungent smell. So this is figs. Figs and arequipe. Slowly heating condensed milk and sugar until it caramelizes. So it's like, I guess like a kind of... It's basically like, you know, they have those weird gummy Haribo that look like hot dogs. It's a bit like that. It's very squidge. It's very moist. Okay. All right, let's get the end with the most figgy bit. Okay. No, it doesn't smell too bad. Are we ready? The bin's over there. It's within spitting distance. Okay, I'm going to take a big bite because that's the right way to do it. Very soft. Very soft. This is the silliest thing. I can taste the sweetness of the arequipe, which tastes like a weird toffee in the middle. It tastes like a really soft toffee in the middle. It's quite odd, and it sort of tastes how you kind of imagine it would taste, like having, you know, like a fig with a toffee in the middle of it. It's a very odd idea, but it's kind of like sweet and savoury all in one. I sort of quite like it. I mean, I would obviously choose other snacks, like every other snack, most other snacks, before that. But it's not bad. It's quite a hearty, meaty snack. Oh, I don't know. Similar score to the crisps, I'm thinking. Because it's like all right. But I think just for being something a little bit different, I'm going to give it a 0.5 more and give it a 3. Just because, I mean, crisps are crisps, right? It takes quite a lot to get a spectacular... Actually, no, for me, the standards are pretty low. But those were pretty average. This is something a little bit different. It's quite a unique taste sensation. And it's often quite hard to judge something that's a flavour that you haven't really had before, you know? So you don't know how to frame it. But I'm going to give this a 3 for now. We might have to like re-amend the scoring system at the end, but this is my current score. I mean, you know, if like literally nothing's going to be a 5. Normally what I do is I score them all and then I'll bump like one up at the end to a 5, just so there's always a 5 in every category, just so you know. Right, so next up we've got Golden Flake Dill Pickle Crisp. Oh yeah, did anyone call it as a 3? Who called it as a 3? Oh, Al Cop says no, a 4. Tofu, we should have taken bets, really. Ooh. Oh, Helquin, that was the it was the Brevas con Arequipe, or whatever it is, Arequipe, which is the fig with the kind of toffee thing inside, basically, which is from Colombia. So, oh yeah, and the first one was from Czech Republic. So next, so some of you got it. Oh, Use Cheeky Monkey missed it by a mile. Tofu, you can bet away. Go ahead. Right, so these are Golden Flake dill pickles. So have a look on what the score is, what you think. So these come from America. So American snacks can always be a mixed bag. I've done 2 videos now where I've eaten American snacks, and some are really good. But I would say they're very good at crisps. Chocolate, not so good. Sweets, yeah. Although saying that, I do love Milk Duds. I'm obsessed, but then I'm obsessed with caramel. So, and they only ever sell Milk Duds in like huge things, and they stopped selling Poppets everywhere, which I know are toffee and they're slightly different, but I do love them. You can't. Who's seen a mint Poppet lately? I certainly haven't. Okay, let's get a whiff. I'm going to be like the new. Ooh, I'm going to be the new snack connoisseur. Because also you have picklebacks, right, in America, which is it like tequila and pickle juice? Which sounds disgusting, but in the same way when you do salt and like lime or lemon with tequila, the acidity basically takes away the taste of the alcohol. So you just get left with like a limey, whatever, lemony flavour. And picklebacks are the same. So you do like a shot of, I don't know, whiskey or tequila or whatever, and then you knock back a load of vinegar. And actually, I quite like vinegar, so these smell like very, very strong salt and vinegar crisps. I mean, not like disco strong crisps. So the Lux, I don't know if it's the new one. It's the blue Yeti, Mike. All right. Red Valkyrie, I love mint poppets. You can't find them anywhere. Occasionally Sainsbury's will stock toffee poppets, and I have to buy them because I love them. But I find it quite upsetting you can't find mint poppets anywhere. And Johnny J. Man, you're right. Hershey's is disgusting. It's weird. Oh my God, can you hear that? That's my stomach going weird things. Okay. Oh, Tofu, are you from America? Okay, so you must know these, right? Vinegar. I do love vinegar, right? It'll be really weird if I hate these. If I raise my finger, it's classy. And then lick off the flavour, as you should do with salt and vinegar crisp. So, I thought that they would be a bit more jazzy, if I'm honest. They taste like, oh, which salt and vinegar crisp taste like? Like, they're thicker than Walker's, a little bit. They're not quite as crunchy, they're quite, well, they kind of remind me of, when you make roast potatoes and you boil them first and they get really fluffy around the outside. They're quite fluffy, but they do have a crunch. MLG Blackbeard, it's my mission to become one of the snack food connoisseurs of the 21st century. It's my mission. So, yeah, they kind of taste like run-of-the-mill salt and vinegar crisps. I prefer my crisps crunchier, if I'm honest, but I do like vinegar. So I'm going to score them higher, I think, than the garlic ones. But I kind of thought they'd have a slightly different... I mean, I knew that they were going to be vinegary, but I thought they'd be more pickly, not just the vinegar bit of it. Because that's fine, but then why don't you just make salt and vinegar? Don't really understand. So, I do like them. They are better than the garlic ones, let's be honest. So, but they're still pretty average. So I think... yeah, they're pretty average. Let's give it a 3. Did anyone call a 3? I feel like this is all quite low scoring right now. I'm expecting something majestic to happen with flavours. Did anyone else have 3? Oh, Square Window had 3.5. Tofu had 4. Johnny J Man, I was hoping it was going to be more Pickle Rick flavoured, which is angrier and shoutier. Hi, Mrs. Nana83. How are you doing? I'm very well, thank you. Square Window, what do I do with all the half-eaten crisps? Well, after I shoot my videos, usually I just eat them. Usually just eat them. Oh, MLG Blackbeard had 2.5. Okay. Right. Yes, you can all win my half-eaten crisps. Shall we move on to the next one? It's not very high scoring so far. So this is Hillia's mini Christmas pudding. Things that you can never see inside of always concern me a little bit. So this is from Australia. And this is the guy who kept putting alcohol inside all of his chocolate just to annoy people. So I respect him initially. Tofu, put them on eBay. Seriously, man, who's going to want some old crisps of mine? Oh. Yeah, I should really be like rinsing my mouth out or something. Okay. Like as like a wine taster. Okay. So. Oh, okay. So it's actually wrapped in chocolate. Upgrade. Upgrade. Okay. So, yeah, it smells kind of like a spicy sort of cake, which is obviously what Christmas pudding is. So this is going to come down to what kind of grade of chocolate are we dealing with? Because you've got good chocolate, you've got slutty chocolate, in my opinion, which is stuff kind of like Cadbury's and like Mars chocolate, which is like not the best grade quality chocolate, but oh my God, sometimes it's just really, really good, you know. And I can be quite snobby about chocolate. So we'll see. Well, it doesn't melt straight away and it's not melting in my hand. Okay. All right. Okay, so it's softening inside. You know, sometimes in like Polish shops, they'll do those kind of gingerbready and tiger. They'll do like gingerbready things that are covered in either chocolate or and it's not really like a cake, and it's not really crunchy like a biscuit, and it's just sort of, when you eat it, it just sort of like partially disintegrates. It kind of really reminds me of those. I don't know what they're called. So take a look at the cross section. It's very like gingerbready, basically. And the texture inside is like fudge. But I'm not really a big Christmas pudding fan, particularly. I wouldn't go out my way to eat it. And the chocolate is all right, but I quite like that. Yeah. I could eat that. Ooh. Okay. Upgrade. I thought it was just going to be just straight up Christmas pudding and like, you know, yeah. So, what am I going to score this? Out of the ones we've had so far, I am... what have we got left? Okay. Because it's also then you've got to like look at the scoring system over the greater... I'm really overthinking this. Really overthinking this. Get the scoring system right. the scoring system should be per box, or should it be out of all snacks? I'm going to pose that question to you now, because this is going to affect the score. Rogue Alchemist says, mint poppets can be found in Home Bargains, Pound Stretchers and Sainsbury's. I've looked in Sainsbury's, man. They don't have them. They only have, like, the toffee ones. And I do love the toffee ones, but I like the mint ones because I can bite all the mint chocolate off the outside. Heragoods, this is important. So, okay, am I scoring these by taking into account all snacks or just for the box? Per box. Per box. Okay, you're right, per box. That makes more sense, right? Where's Home Bargains? I don't know what Home Bargains is. Where's that? Oh, yeah, Mrs. Nana, my hair is like stupid long. It's actually clean for once. Super. Okay, so if it's per box, bearing in mind that everything's been a little bit disappointing up until this because of my high standards, I am going to go with a 4.5 because I could munch. If you gave me a huge bag of these, I would sit here watching some Netflix and I would demolish them all in a state of glory. I'm going to go 4.5. I think I've been a bit mean up until this point with my scoring. So who had 4.5? Johnny J. Mann, yeah. Poundland. Okay, Poundland. Poundland. Oh, I need to go Poundland. Ooh, Emma G. Blackwood was close. Oh, thank you, Silent Aggro. It's a bit of a pain in the bum having really long hair, if I'm perfectly honest. What did the aftertaste? So this one, it just tastes like I've been eating gingerbread. It's got that kind of cinnamony sort of flavour, spice kind of flavour. Okay. So quite a few of you got close. So yes, November, nice job. Well done. Oh, Silent Aggro, your hair is also very long. How long is your hair? Oh, 4, so close, says Bullet. Mrs. Nana, that's, yeah, it's actually, you know what? It's really good. They should have given me 2 of those because I would have eaten 2 of those. Right, now we're going to get on to, what have I done with Miss Scissors? What have I done with, right, I do like baklava, so I've got high hopes for these. And bearing in mind that the man who made the box once met the owner, I'm sure they're going to be great because that's relevant. I know him. It's Santa. I know him. Sorry. Okay, so let's get into these. Jabri, Subi, Jabri and Son. So there are 2 different types of baklava in here. Oh, I need to make a subcategory on my page. This is like my favourite thing in the whole world, which is organisation, stationery, and snacks. It's like all my dreams have come true. Okay, so this is gonna be number 1 here, and this one will be the bird's nest on this side. I'm just gonna draw that there, and then this is the other one, whatever the hell the other one was called. What was the other one called? The other one was called it's just more traditional trads, just so we know, just in case we get confused, because it's, you know, it's got its own little box. Baklava is so bad for you because it's just like completely, well, it's not bad for you, it's just not super for you. Oh, look, it's a little presentation box. Oh, it's because he met the guy who owned the company. Sugar. Can I just say, I only had baklava as of last year. I always thought it looked terrible. I was like, I don't really like pastry, so I'm not going to like that. And I'm sort of kind of pissed off that I've had it now, really, because it's the best thing in the whole world. I could eat so much of it. Okay, let me just show you what it looks like. Look at the lovely presentation. Lovely. Aww. You can all have one. There's enough for everyone. So, shall I start with bird's nest or the more traditional one? Answers now. Is that a motorcycle on my right? What? Oh, you mean like out the window? Yes, I'm sure. Bird's nest. Okay, we're saying bird's nest. Right. It's so cute. Oh, it is actual like proper like vermicelli, spaghetti. Oh my God, it's so sticky. Oh, this is going to go everywhere. Right, let me get the box underneath. So here we are. Look, it's got a little nest of... Aww. This is going to be... I don't know how I'm going to eat it. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, right, it's going to go everywhere for sure. Oh, it's so sticky. I've got strings of, like, honey. Right. I hope you've written your scores. Also, remember, one for bird's nest, one for traditional. Will they be different scores? Let's find out. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Here we go. Quite tough. ASMR. So it tastes just like how you imagine vermicelli would taste. And crunchy. It hasn't got the usual texture of baklava, which is that kind of smushiness to it. It's quite... Do you want to see a cross section? So it's basically like the vermicelli all the way through. Let me just check. Pistachio. Okay. It's sweet, obviously. I don't know if I like the vermicelli thing because I feel like it like tastes nice, but it's not that like roll your eyes back into the back of your head amazing baklava taste. So shall I score it now or wait till I've tasted the other one for the final score? So inside it, it's just more rice, like vermicelli. That's pretty much what it is, really. Yeah. Oh, it stuck to my finger. I should eat it. Okay. All right. I do love a pistachio. Right. Okay. Let's try the other one, and then we can compare. Oh my God, I can't even get it. I can't even get it out of the box. They're like, that's how good baklava is, right? It's just stuck together. Everything's stuck together with them. Sugar, sugar, sugar. That one's got kind of a weird... I think it's the pistachios. They're really, really pistachio-y. Okay, I'm not even trying it. I'm eating. Right. So this looks like more traditional baklava. Get in there. Okay, so it's got the crunch of the layers, flaky on the top, soaked in like honey on the bottom. Oh my God, there's so much sugar in this. Even for me, it's like, wow. That is one. Look at the can you see the glistening at the bottom? Can you see? It's basically, it's the same stuff from top to bottom, right? But the bit on the bottom is just soaked in honey. So it's a completely different colour. I should just check and make sure. I mean, it's, yeah. Pure sugar. Excuse me, I'm just having a moment. Is this weird? This is weird. Oh, that's really good. I mean, you can't really go wrong with baklava, right? It's pure sugar. So, out of everything we've tried today, let's go baklava traditional 5, because it's my favourite so far. And I think the bird's nest one, you know what? I'm going to go 4. Anyone get that score? Bird's nest 4, traditional 5. Tofu, you were right. No summer, definite 5. Yeah, foodgasm. Mrs. Nana thinks this is a bit weird. But weird is good, right? Who wants to be normal? Being normal is so boring. I'm going to eat this whole box of stuff. Oh, look, this picture. Just rub it on the gums. Sorry. Don't do drugs, kids. Normal doesn't exist. Exactly. You're so right, Tofu. Okay. Let's move on to the Korean snack, which is yogurt candy. So So like I said, I have tried these before. It was given to me when I went to a tea shop in Seoul. And they were like, it was freezing while we were there, like unbelievably cold. And he was like, I was like, what's that smell? I came in, it was like this amazing smell of cinnamon. He's like, oh, I have this cinnamon tea. I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. Oh my God. Okay. Have you seen the original It? Right? If you have, there's the bit where the girl, what's her name? I can't remember her name. She goes back to visit her old house where her abusive dad was or whatever. And she goes in and that old woman is there who then turns out to be the clown. But she's stirring the tea and it looks like blood. That was kind of the thickness of the tea. And it tasted, I like cinnamon, but oh sweet baby jeebers. It was, And I was sitting there and he was so friendly and so nice. And I was like, oh God, I should have got this to go because now I've got to sit here and I can't drink it. But it did come with one of these. So if you look at it, it's basically like a giant What's-It or cheesy poof that has been covered in sugar. And then covered in some puffed rice. So I have tasted it before. Let's see if I remember. So it's like a corny sort of a snack. Beverly Marsh, you're right. Well done, Rogan Alchemist. It tastes a lot like air. Can you see them? And a bit, like a little bit plasticky, really. That's a space weevil. I have to say, this is not as good as the one I had in Seoul. The one I had in Seoul was very, very sweet. And was a little bit thicker consistency. It disintegrates in your mouth and you're kind of left with the corn on the outside a bit later, but this is not as good as the one that I had in Korea. Absolutely. The one I had in Korea, I like demolished. It was massive. It was really good. That one was a lot blander, like really bland. Like it sort of barely has flavour. So, I'm disappointed that it doesn't taste like the proper ones because those were actually really nice. That one was pretty bland, pretty disappointing. And I feel like I need to make some strong decisions. I'm going to give it a 2 because there would be no point eating it because it just tastes like air, like puffy air. Did anyone have 2 for that? Oh, aftertaste. I need to be rinsing my mouth out a bit more because I can just taste everything. The aftertaste on that was just, it's a little bit like gluey. I can't think of a better way of describing it. Lars says that's the most dystopian flavour I've ever had. It does look like a dead bath sponge, and it kind of tastes like that. Okay, so aftertaste is key. You're right. I need like a palate cleanser if I do this again because I've just got a bunch of weird flavours in my mouth right now. So, right, and now on to the lying lies that is the mince pie UK candy. What a load of rubbish. They look like the sort of sweet that was in like your nan's pocket for about like 4 months. Like really hard boiled candy. I don't know how this is going to be good. But you're just going to have to sit here while I have this in my mouth for a little while, figuring out life. Okay. Doesn't really smell of anything. Okay. Is it classic candy or is it just a crap sweet? Oh. It's going to get really weird. It like tastes like the inside of Harrods smells, if that makes any sense to anybody. So I was in Harrods the other day. Not because I could really go shopping in Harrods, I just like looking at expensive things and pretending. It's quite a deep flavour for a boiled sweet. It's not light, it's certainly not fruity. And the thing is, if you're going to have like a deep flavour like that, you'd want it more like in a fudge or something a bit you can kind of bite into. But because it's a boiled sweet, you're just left with this kind of sort of watery saliva mix of flavour. It's I mean, don't get me wrong, it tastes like mince pie, but just like a crap mince pie sweet. Oh. I don't know what I'm expecting it to change flavour like abruptly and me be like, oh no, it's completely delicious. It's not. It tastes exactly how you imagine a really hard boiled sweet of slightly mince pie-ness would taste. So I'm going to put it back in the wrapper. That was pretty disappointing. I mean, I'm not a big fan of boiled sweets anyway. I like a bit of chew in my sweet. I like my Haribo or something a bit sour. Boiled sweets are just sort of, I don't know. It feels like you're just prolonging. Unless it's a sherbet lemon. If it's a sherbet lemon, then I'll have it. But it also has that weird thing with boiled sweets. You know, when you suck them for too long and then it just destroys the roof of your mouth. Never a great choice. So yeah, that's super disappointing. Really boring. Not a fan of boiled sweets. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 1. I'm going to say 1. Who said 1? Okay. I need to get another drink because my mouth now tastes really weird. Tally up your scores and we can go through them. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can do this while I go and get a drink. Can I stand it up? That could be amazing. Wait. And you can check your scores with my scores. Just imagine there's some really good music playing in the background. I'm just going to grab something from the fridge. One sec. Oof. Oh, God. I'm attached to everything. Okay. Right. So, how did we all do? Are we close? How many did you get right out of all of them? So we got, technically, if you count the baklava separately, if you count the baklava separately, I'm really windy. If you count the baklava separately, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it's 8. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 scores. How many did you get right? And John J. Man, you're absolutely right. Of course, the baklava one is straight up sugar. Here we go. So, obviously, how many out of 8 did you get right? Oh, MLT Blackbird, only 1 you got right. 1 only. 0. Okay, if I allow you a 0.5 discrepancy on the scores, how many did you get right? Yeah. Look at the couch. It's my little hoard of snacks. If we allow a 0.5 discrepancy, so if it's 2.5, it could be 2 or 3. How many did you get right? Still 1. Wow. Johnny J, man, this is basically what it looks like when I have a Netflix evening. I'm not, you're right. Still got 1 right. Oh, okay. How many cans of soda do I have? Usually 2. I usually have like a Coke to start with and then something without caffeine a bit later just to keep it refresh. It's like a treat for doing the stream. Still only got 1 right. Oh, man. You know what we really need to do, right? Is find a way that we can get score all these boxes for free so that we can sit around and while I'm testing them, you're testing them, and then we can really actually have a discussion about how they taste, because that would be amazing. That would be really fun, because I feel it's quite one-sided at the moment. Oh, Sprite is great. I really want to have another little... Just going to slowly keep eating the crisps. The Mexico one that I did had some of the best crisps, like really good. I forgot Mexico just to try them. I'm going to have to try another garlic one and see if it's improved. No, still really, really, really garlicky. Oh, which one won? Sorry. Shall I recap? Okay. So, why am I eating these? Right. I think of garlic. I'm glad you can't smell this. Right. In last place, by the scores, was the mince pie candy. Did not like that. That had a score of 1. Then, second to last, was the Yugwa candy. If it was like the one I actually had in Seoul, it would have had a much higher score, but this was bland as heck. Then in joint third, we have, let's get the names right. We have the golden dill pickle, basically, salt and vinegar crisps, and the bravas con arequipe from Colombia, which is the one that is a fig with basically like kind of toffee in the middle. So those would join with 3 points each. Oh no, sorry, I missed one out. Sorry, garlic crisps for 2.5. Then it was the bravas con arequipe and the dill pickles. Oh my god, I'm such a crisp fiend. Then, coming in at number 4 was the Bird's Nest baklava. Right, that was a 4. Coming in at 4.5 was the Hilliers Christmas pudding in chocolate. Hopefully he put some alcohol in there because I quite like that. And then in first place, of course, was the baklava. Get one out. Very sticky. Look at that. Look at that cross section of awesome. So yeah. That was good fun, huh? I'm going to eat this Christmas pudding thing now because it looks really good. Oh, yeah. Oh, tofu. I'm usually on till about 10 if I'm gaming, but I'm not too sure. I need more snacks to eat. Or you're just going to sit here and we're going to talk while I just polish off the rest of the snacks. Normally it's 7:30 for the pre-show. And then 8 I game until 10 basically. Yeah, okay. These are really good. If you can find some Hilliers mini Christmas pudding somewhere online, I recommend these two. And but then baklava, you can get good baklava pretty much anywhere though, right? If you want to get something a bit weird, bit different. I quite like this. It's been quite fun. No, Zemma said the Aussie one didn't win. The baklava did. The baklava was basically, although tofu is obviously telling us that it is originally Greek, but this particular one was from Iran, I think. Was it Iran? I think that was really good, but can you get good baklava in America? That'd be a question. I wonder if that's the case. Oh, wow. I've got some. I don't think I can fully explain the range of flavours that are now mixing within my mouth. It's quite special. Quite special. Like garlic and chocolate and cinnamon and Christmas pudding. Oh, of course, Steph, if you're in NYC, I'm imagining probably. Right, well, this has been awesome. I think I've got bigger boxes. We can do this for hours. Did you enjoy kind of doing this sort of stream? Was it kind of fun? Because I really did enjoy it. Because it's a really good excuse to eat and talk. Hell, Quinn, you're so right. It's been very informative, right? Ooh, a food board game. That could be really cool. Like, I used to be kind of quite funny about food. Well, not like really weird or really funny, but you know, there's obviously like people go through things where there's like certain things they eat and so windy. So sorry. And certain things they don't eat. But I think like the older I've got, the more I'm just like, I really want to try everything. And even when I don't know what the flavour is, I'm just like, right, let's do it. Let's find out what it tastes like. I think I started going to Poncia restaurants where they serve up weird crap. And it's actually quite, I think it was I started watching Chef's Table on Netflix and started to kind of really respect like the art of food, because before that I never really thought about it like that. It's just sort of a means and like sustenance or whatever. But man, there really is an art to it. If you haven't watched Chef's Table, my God, they're mad. They're like mad artists. It's great. Arctic Smiley, there is actually a sweet shop called Hardy's. It's like a chain. They don't give you a discount, I asked. What's jalebi? What's that? Oh, it was nice. Thanks for joining us, The Lux. That was really cool that you came to hang out. I do normally play video games, but apparently I also just eat stuff. I think what's going to happen is like, oh, okay, jalebi. I'm going to have to try that then. It was very IRL and chill. What's going to happen basically in the future is, like in 5 years' time, I'm going to be sitting alone in a restaurant with my laptop, just eating food and talking about it as it happens. Although, has anyone actually done IRL like restaurant reviews as it happens? That would be amazing, and you get really great service if you were live streaming at the same time. Invisible Jazz. Hey, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ASMR. They don't have enough of that on Radio 1. Hey, Tazilix. How you doing? That would be really funny. Sit in a restaurant with a laptop, talking to myself, eating food, showing you cross sections of sandwiches. Oh, I feel like I love food, but snacks I love more. I'm such a snack queen. I don't know. I don't know. There's something really comforting about it. I'm going to have another garlic crisp. I'm disgusting. But you can't smell me. Oh, San Agro. It's an Indian sweet, by the way. Oh, hey, Hans, what, the Dining in the Dark? That could be really funny to do as like an audio live stream. Hey, Guardsman, how you doing? Will you need a bucket in the restaurant? Who say cheeky monkey? Well, I would assume if I was eating in a restaurant, it wouldn't be terrible. I mean, that'd be pretty savage if it was. When I think about, there's a lot of cuisines out there that I know nothing about, like really don't know anything about. And I'd like to know more about it. Like I've always eaten a lot of kind of like Asian food and stuff like that, just because, I don't know, it's just sort of how it's worked. But like stuff like most other places, really. I mean, like a bit of Europe, obviously. So many places in like food and cuisine I haven't tried. MLG Blackbeard, shall I stream myself reading 50 Shades of Grey? I watched that for the first time. I hadn't seen it before. What a load of nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Like he meets her and he's like, come into my weird sex red room, and she's like, and like 90% of everything he's got there is just whips. Jesus, you don't need that many whips. Tofu says, if you have a laptop with you at a restaurant in NYC, they think you're a food critic. But I could get free stuff. So there's a Hawksmoor that's reopening, and they're offering 50% off. If you don't know Hawksmoor, it's just basically like massive slabs of meat, truffle, mac and cheese, all that kind of stuff. All the favourites. And they're offering like 50% off the menu for like their reopening week, and it just happens to coincide with a certain person's birthday. And like they're blatantly going to be really, really busy. So I made sure, I was like, yeah, but it's my birthday. Please, can I come? So we'll see. I might eat everything. 50 snacks around the world with Julia. I would travel the world just trying out different cuisines and just talking with my mouth full. That's what I should just call it. Talking with my mouth full. Because that's what I do 90% of the time, right? Square window, walnut whips. Can I just say, whoa, if you like a walnut whip, okay. My mum has a bit of a thing about walnut whips. I didn't know that she did have this thing. And then one day I like opened a drawer in her room and there was just like all these walnut whips. And I was like, my God, she's been hiding this secret fetish for walnut whips. So part of the thing of what I got her for Christmas, well, it wasn't like the big present or whatever. I'm taking her out for afternoon tea. Oh my God, I just burped on stream. It was bound to happen. I'm really sorry. I'm taking her out for afternoon tea. But one of the other things that I got her, this is so destined to happen. I've got like this like complete juxtaposition of flavours going everywhere. Oh my God. So I'm just watching it on stream. I'm going to watch myself burp on stream. That's really, anyway. Whoops. So I'm taking her out anyway, walnut whips, let's focus. So, M&S over Christmas did a selection pack of walnut whips that were normal walnut whips, salted caramel walnut whips. Oh dear God. And Mum was like, oh, have one. And I'm like, sure. And I like bought it for her. And then I was sitting there, I was like, I need another one. I need another one. I need another one. I was like, it's ridiculous. And I was like, stop eating your mum's Christmas present. It's unbelievable. But if you haven't had one, normal walnut whips are great. But these salted caramel ones were, oh my God. Yes, B19. Sketch does do an afternoon tea. And you're right, it is very, very pricey. And also, like, my parents are quite... like, they don't really notice the difference between just doing something and then something being, like, super fancy. So you're like, I'm not going to, you know. And also at that point, I was like, my mum's dementia was completely rife. I'm like, I don't think she's going to, like, remember most of this, sadly. Although, I am in a bit of news, for those of you that don't know. Anyway, Mum got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. But I spoke to her yesterday. And I haven't spoken to her on the phone. She stopped using her mobile. Dad only answers the phone and stuff. She answered the phone. And it was like talking to her from like 2 years ago. And I was thinking to myself, this is really weird. Like, she's super lucid, like remembered stuff. Yeah, it was really weird. And like, it really struck me. And she was bringing these things up and she said, oh, and this thing that happened last week and like, and all this sort of stuff. So she basically told me that, oh, I've like started taking these tablets. And I didn't know because I couldn't go to this appointment because basically my brothers were being dicks and I had like Radio 1 prep work that I couldn't get out of. Yeah, so she's been taking these tablets for 10 days. But they, like, when we went back the time again, he basically told us that they're probably not going to do anything. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but... like, if that's why, and it's weird, and I was a bit like, oh, maybe I'm just thinking that because she started taking the pills, and but then I thought that before she told me that she'd started taking these pills, so I was like, I've literally just spent the past 6 months, like, crying and being so upset because I've effectively lost my mum because she can't remember anything, and she does, she's very sweet, and she's there, and she knows who I am, but I just have no relationship with her anymore because it's impossible, because she doesn't remember anything. And when I do, I have to like start from the beginning, and I'm trying to be really, really patient, but it's really upsetting and really frustrating. And wow, I hope I'm just not imagining it, because it was like it felt like the first conversation I've had with my mum in like 2 years that made a bunch of sense. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, we're in a bit down on a dark route. Let's have a crisp and try not to burp again on stream. No promises. It should start off as a chat, trying out all the snacks, and then just full on ASMR. Just me sitting here, not saying anything. Do people get off on crisps and sirens? Because I can do that. I got both. I'm just eating them because they're here. I'll put them away. Although that baklava, I will. No one needs to see that on stream. Wowza. So yeah, Helia's Christmas pudding. We like that. That was fun. I'm going to keep these scorecards, I think. See how things marry up over time. Oh, thanks, December. It's been the end of last year. Sorry to end on a downer. Was pretty crap. That's why sort of getting the Radio 1 like live shows was, honestly, like I just burst into tears when it happened, because it just felt like knockback after knockback after knockback. And there's some stuff that I can't really talk about, and some stuff because it's like work related and shit and like that. But I've had to find like a new agent, and that turned a bit weird, and that sounds like a really BS thing to worry about. But like as a presenter, sort of your agent relationship is almost more important. Isn't the right word, because it undermines everything else, but it is sort of a more important and potentially damaging or good relationship than a partner, because it's friendship as well as business, and it can just get really and I don't like all this stuff was kind of going on like when I found out about Mum, and it was just, I was like, come on, this is like completely unfair, because normally in life you have like you have the things that kind of make you stable, like whether that's a partner and your family or your friends or and normally there's one of them is always like there's something going on, and there's a bunch of other kind of smaller stuff kind of happening, but it just felt like two of like my main like posts of support just had just been knocked out from underneath me in a way. And yeah, it was really, really hard, because I was like, I can't be thinking about this right now, because I was just so stressed about Mum. And actually, you know what, in some ways, not that it made it better, but kind of obviously Mum kind of usurped all that, and maybe I would have been more taken things a bit harder had that not been going on, just because I don't know, like the stuff with like Mum and Dad and kind of puts everything in perspective, you know. But then I feel like it's also affected how I look at work, and even things like that I love to do. So I have, like, full disclosure here, I've really struggled with gaming like a lot over the past few years. Like ever since Dad got diagnosed with terminal cancer, I found it really hard to get into games, and I've really tried to like just throw myself into it as I would before, and just shut everything off and really go deep down a rabbit hole. You know, the days where you play like 8 hours of games. I can't do it anymore. I don't know why. Like something's kind of switched in me, and I find it really difficult. But I suppose it's like when you go through any kind of like stressful or like tumultuous time, it affects the things that you love the most. I don't know whether it's just because my whole life outlook has changed, in that I think like I want to experience everything and live life to the max, and maybe I can't do that if I'm gaming. I don't know. And it's really frustrating me, because getting 60 hours into a game and just being so knee deep into it and being like, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I love that. And the last game I really did that with was probably The Witcher. And that's why I end up flicking back to it on the stream, because I still sort of feel that way, and it's quite a familiar kind of comfort. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I've loved that I sort of stopped doing. I don't know. I don't really drum anymore. I used to drum every day. I don't really do that anymore. And now I'm in a flat, and it's a bit trickier. But those are the sort of things that you do that kind of keep you a little bit sane. And I don't really do them anymore. Maybe we need to start a band. Oh, square window. That's really interesting. That's really interesting that you say that. Hi, Furious. How you doing? Uso Cheeky Monk, listen to both your shows. You're amazing. Oh, wow. Thanks. Silent Aggro. Oh, so Dad's kind of weirdly fine. He goes for these 4-month checkups, and they basically say as long as the cancer isn't growing, they're just not going to do anything. So basically he had this one round of chemo when he first got diagnosed, and it seems to have just stopped it for now. So we don't, Tofu, have you ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? No, I don't. What's that? Mm-hmm. You know what's really funny, Johnny, J-Man? My brothers are all really, businessy kind of people, and they've got nice jobs and families and houses and all this sorts. Not houses, but somewhere to live or whatever. And there's always some part of me where my dad's always a bit like, you working some freelance, and work's quite difficult to get into presenting and stuff like that. And one part of me was always like, I just want my dad to be proud of me, like you would with any sort of parent. And my mum just was always proud of me, whatever, but Dad always felt a bit of a pointed subject. And one of the weirdest things about him having terminal cancer and living for 3+ years afterwards, I mean, the prognosis was 9 months. Can you see why we're a bit excuse me, was that I wanted him to see me succeed at what I do, to show that all of these years leading up to this point were worthwhile. It was an investment, and a good investment. I didn't want him to think that I wasted my time, in the same way no one really wants to feel like they've wasted their time. And sort of since all that happened, I got some really big contracts. Obviously, I started working at Radio 1, and I feel quite lucky. I know it sounds stupid, but he has lived long enough to see me succeed in the thing that I tried for many, many years to do, and to do full time. And I always had to have other jobs and different things like that. But now this is what I do. This is my job, Yeah. Hey, Luca, how you doing? Okay. I'll look it up. Tofu, and see what it is. Oh, Johnny J-Man, how old are my parents? Oh my God, that's a test. Because I'm the youngest, so my dad's 70. So he's not young. He's quite a young 70 to look at him. He's quite sprightly. But yeah, the whole parent thing was just a bit... It just felt like with Mum, it was the same thing over and over again, you grieve for a parent who's not dead. I was like, come on, I've already done this. And last time it was terrible. Can I not do this again? But if like this medication's working and she seems kind of together, and I'm just like actually just grateful, like day to day. I was getting really cross with my brothers before Christmas because I couldn't go to this appointment with my mum. Like we basically paid to go and see like a private consultant because the NHS was sort of going to take too long, and time's of the essence with dementia. And anyway, so I couldn't go to this consultant meeting, and my brothers basically were just kind of useless. I'm like, I can't get time off work. Seriously, you can go to your boss and say, my mum's really sick, we've got to go to a doctor, can I please have like a couple of hours off? Anyway, so I was kind of really annoyed about all of that stuff. And I had this conversation, I think I've told this story before, like on my YouTube thing, but I had a conversation with a neighbour of mine who had like a similar thing with her mum, and she just said her sister got really frustrated in a similar way. And she said sort of after her mum passed that like her sister was really glad to have spent all that time and been there for her parents, and I really sort of changed my perspective. And I was like, if they don't want to pull out the stops and take care of mum and dad, the people who basically born them and raised them and looked after them all their life, then that's their choice. I'm going to do everything that I want to do and help them as much as I can, because it's actually pretty special to spend that time as an adult with your parents. Like when you're younger, and believe me, I did not get on with my parents all the way through my teenage years. It's been really nice to sort of get to know them as adults and as people. Like mum and I we hated each other. It was weird. We really, so I feel really lucky now that we're very close. Well, as close as we can be, I suppose. Na 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 na. Tofu, I'm not really sure. I literally missed this whole appointment, so my dad is not a reliable source of information, basically. I have no idea, so I need to, go back and see mum and dad, really. Oh, thanks for that message, so it's really nice. Yeah, it's been tricky, but... So I'm in the process of getting a new agent, which should be fun, and that'll be quite exciting, I think, because it's always exciting when you get a new agent, because they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get you to meet everybody, and you're like, yay, and you feel really important for a little bit. So that will be fun when that gets going. I've got had a meeting about that today, which is interesting. Had a meeting at BBC today as well, so that should be cool too. It's just it's such a slow process doing anything. That's why I kind of like streaming and YouTube. It's like, I want to do a thing. Oh, I can do the thing. Let's do the thing. Go, done it, finished. Whereas, sorry, I was peeling a label off. TV and stuff works an awful lot slower. Oh, shit, Luca. Oh, wow, at 19, that's super hard. My dad ended up paying into a pension, and then some dude just nicked it all. That's put me right off doing any of it. Yeah. I was actually, I was at an event with one of the guys from Twitch up in Manchester. We were doing a thing, I was doing like a panel. And I was talking a lot about how, when you talk on Twitch about sort of personal matters or like health and stuff like that, people tend to kind of latch on. Sometimes, like this particular person had cancer, or this particular, different issues that kind of affect different sort of Twitch streamers. And I was like, oh, well, does Twitch actually sort of provide, I don't know, because on Radio 1, they do like a thing called The Surgery, which is like once a week, they kind of go on and they talk about different subjects, and people kind of comment in and ask for sort of help, advice, whatever. And I was like, you guys should do that on Twitch. You should have like a live stream, bring in like Twitch streamers who've had similar problems or have dealt with it, get someone who's like an actual professional on there as well to kind of chat to everybody. And you should just call it Twitch support. And every week it's like a different topic, and people come on and like talk about different, because it's such an incredible way to like, you can actually then have some like really nice forums and chat going on where people are kind of sharing comments and can kind of support each other, which is just so important these days. We're so remote from everybody else, and you know, especially if we're going through sort of like mental health problems and things like that, it can be really isolating experience, and just knowing that there are other people out there or other people you can connect with is so important, like really important. And Twitch can provide such an amazing way of doing that. Mom. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Thanks for that comment. Something like that was done at TwitchCon without an expert, though. A couple of mental health panels and stuff. What I think it should be like every week, and everyone kind of tunes in, and it's like everyone's kind of support structure. I quite like that idea. Ah, okay, B19. I know some individual streamers that do Mental Health Mondays. That's amazing. I don't know, I just feel like it's so weird that we like live in an age where there's so much information, more information than you could ever possibly imagine. You can know everything about everything, and yet it's almost like debilitating knowing that information and knowing everything. And actually all you really want to do is just talk to someone and not feel alone. And that's like 90% of dealing with it, is just saying it out loud to somebody. Yeah, Volkmail, yeah, tricky thing would be moderating chat and stuff, that's true. But I'd kind of like hope to think that there'd be sort of like some way you could kind of moderate chat better, or whether it would hopefully maybe just attract a more sensible commentators. That would be nice. Thanks, Helquim. I just try and sort of like say stuff out loud that I'm just kind of thinking. I don't know, I think it's just you end up getting lost in like too much information. Oh shit, Anthony, I didn't realise that. You're going back to work tomorrow. Oh mate, every day at a time. Just make sure, like, try and what was it? That amazing stat. So like 90%, 95% of your serotonin is made in your gut. So just eat healthy, eat some good food, set regular alarm clocks so you get up at the same time every day, no matter what the day, and just get a bit of exercise. They're like the best things I ever did for my depression ever, was just exercising and having that kind of like sleep structure. Definitely. Silent aggro, you see, this is why it's so important to talk about stuff, because honestly it's just a release of the pressure, because sometimes you almost like can't bear to say it out loud or explain to someone what messed up things you're thinking of, because it's terrifying, especially with depression when it gets really dark. But you kind of need to say these things out loud, whether you don't, if you don't want to say it to like a friend, honest to God, just go and see someone, sign up on the NHS, or just find someone that you can go and talk to and just offload it, because honestly you'll feel so much better just for doing it. Oh, thanks Peldzak. I can't read from here. Peldzak7, thank you. So tofu, right, as someone who's suffered depression my entire life, I've had 3 really, really bad bouts that have been kind of close to the wire, if you catch my drift. I've had therapy One was like a children's therapist that I had to go and see, like with my parents, which wasn't really great. I did one when I was like 21, who was good, but she sort of more dealt with like what she kind of figured it was like what was happening in my current life was the problem. And the last big bout of depression that I had that was savage. I saw this woman who kind of dealt with the everyday, but she went back to kind of unpick the past on why I think certain ways about things, and unpacking everything and understanding like your thought process and disassembling it. I found really useful. I saw her for about a year. I must have spent a fortune, like most of my wages, on going to see this woman. She was a little bit expensive, but the NHS were kind of like, oh, you've got to wait like 7 months. And I was like, I won't need it in 7 months, if you catch my drift, dude. But they are getting better at it. I found it really, really useful. And I think you can do, like, you can't, I don't think you ever really get rid of depression. I think it's always kind of there. Like, I can see trigger signs. I can see when I'm kind of spiraling out of control. And I'm getting better at, so like when I used to get depressed, I would end up, lying on a couch for like a month and being like, I can't literally do anything, because you don't have the tools, you don't understand how to pull yourself out of it. And then the more you sort of learn to pick yourself up and just know that if you get out of the chair, you'll feel different, because if you stay in the chair, you're just going to feel the same. It's like you're just like inert. You're like in stasis. You don't have any effect on the world outside you, But honestly, hands down, best thing I ever did is exercising like every day, if I can, every day. And you haven't got to go mad, but just something every day. I don't eat that well, as you can probably tell. But I'm trying to, like, my 2018 is like stop eating white bread and like have some fruit and vegetables, because I felt like I was getting scurvy. So yeah, I mean, it's about making kind of incremental changes, but hands down, exercise, best thing I ever did. And I have to do it in the morning because it just sets the tone for the whole day. Oh, November. Well, I tell you what I found really, really useful is having like a nighttime routine as well. So I try and stop what I'm doing at about 10 and then pack everything up and go to bed and like read for a little bit before bed, like turn the lights up, put my phone on the other side of the room. And I think once you kind of start doing like those kind of things, or if you're really having trouble sleeping, have a really hot bath, and then you like go to bed and you're all like warm and snuggly, like you do with a baby, like that kind of routine basically. And it can really help. It's sadly about sort of structure. I mean, I can do whatever I want during the day, but as long as I get to bed at the same time and get up roughly at the same time, it actually really, really helps. Yeah, invisible jazz. NHS is quite bad for that kind of thing. But there's so much you can do yourself, honestly. Oh, see you later, Halquin. See you later. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's just about having that kind of structure. So, November, if you're doing like these kind of 10-hour shifts, can you go to bed at the same time and do the shifts switch? Because that's when it's going to really do you in. Oh, you say, I'm cool. I'm all right. Oh, no, Semba, see, that's really hard when they switch it all the time, because like if you're going to do terrible hours, at least know what the terrible hours are, and you can kind of stick to them and sort your life out. You just need to, yeah. Or just, even if you can't sleep, I have like meditation apps that I'll put on, and as long as you're not getting like peed off basically that you can't sleep, you can just lie there and relax. So anytime I've been like, especially when I'm traveling and I have jet lag and I'm basically like I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something, I'll just lie there and I'll be like, I haven't got to get up, just lie here and just enjoy doing nothing. You haven't got to get up. You can just, it doesn't matter if you don't sleep. And almost kind of saying that to yourself means that it sort of takes the pressure off. It's when you're like, oh God, just go to sleep, I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. That's when you're going to have a terrible night's sleep and feel awful. Because actually, if you just lie still, like really, really still in the dark, and don't kind of read or don't like watch TV or look at your phone or whatever, you will relax. If I really, really am struggling to sleep and it's agitating me, then I'll read, because it'll make me tired again, and then I can go back to sleep. Silent aggro, can't hear people eat, but you're always here and I'm always eating. You're mad. What are you doing? You're crazy. Yeah, Tofi, you're right. People aren't supposed to work at night. It's funny, if you've ever been in a place where there's no electricity, everyone just goes to sleep at like 6, 7, because what do? That's when you're supposed to go to bed and you're supposed to naturally wake up. Ooh, I have one of those light alarm clocks, which is really good actually, because it does really gently wake you up. It's really good. And yeah, guided meditations, you're right, Invisible Jazz, they are really good. You say cheeky monkey, that's really savage. 12-hour shifts, days and nights, 4 on, 4 off, not the best. But why don't they just give you, like, so you can stick to it, or at least do it for like a month, and then you get into the pattern. It's the messing about of the pattern that's the biggest problem. Silent aggro, you're a trooper. Yeah, B19. It's honestly, those light alarm clocks are great. My one, I kept listening to birds, but then every time I'd hear like the same bird somewhere, I'd be like, oh, it's time to get up. And I'm like, that's weird. Oh no, Invisible Jazz, they are so bright that they make your room like, unless you've got something covering your eyes, you will wake up, because it's naturally how your body should wake up. It's quite amazing, really. Hey, Propane Phantom. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, Anthony, you'll be fine, mate. Just relax. Don't stress. Try and have like a really relaxing evening tonight, and just, it'll be nice to kind of go back, see your friends from work and whatever, and just don't stress about it. And if you feel yourself starting to get stressed about it, just say, no, I'm going to give 0 fucks about this. I'm just going to go to work, see how it goes. Just see how it goes. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Yeah, Nerdazoid, I'm right with you on that exercise thing, definitely. Invisible Jazz, is it the expensive Philips one? So, no. Oh, I don't know who mine's really old. I've had it for ages. I haven't even changed the bulb in it. I don't even know what kind of bulb it is. It's odd. I've had it for honestly like 4 years and I've never changed the bulb. I don't even know what's in it. They are quite expensive. Sometimes they do deals in Boots or online and stuff, but honestly, I can't recommend them enough. They're really, really good. Yes, I am good, Propane Phantom. We've been having a very odd stream today. Very odd. Oh. The Real Will. That's really nice. Yeah, you'll be surprised how like supportive everyone's going to be when you go back, especially if you've been off for that particular reason as well. Like, everyone's just going to try and make your day really, really easy and helpful, and just chill, man. Take it easy. Do like half the work. They can't go back in at full speed. It's outrageous. I'm going to eat another crisp that's down here. I don't know who I'm kidding. Krypton, yeah, look. Sorry, silent aggro. I'll do it away from the mic. No, Krypton, you have missed a global world snack extravaganza with scoring. You've missed the best bit. It was really good. Yum, 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 yum. Let's eat the crisps. Delicious crisps. I really wish it was like a pickle Rick on the front though. Just a normal pickle just seems a bit rubbish, really. Krypton, I'll put it up later if you desperately want to watch a video of me just eating a bunch of crap. Never. So who was here last week for Nevermore? That was a really odd game. Really odd. Like Jennifer Lopez's The Cell, but with less serial killers, sort of. I'm Pickle Rick. I'm just... You did miss the burp. It was completely accidental. I was way too close to the mic to be able to like put it away strategically. Good times. Oh, I do want to get some of those Philips Hue things, but it's quite expensive to get the whole thing set up, I think. This lounge would be so jazzy. Yeah, the stream wasn't great. I don't know. I was running it through this new Elgato, so it should have been kind of okay, but I don't know. It was tricky. I don't know if it's like my internet connection, maybe. Haha. Krypton, done and done. And done. I'm just going to sit here and eat crisps now. Talk amongst yourselves. We should all get these boxes at the same time. Because it would be great if we could do all this all at the same time. If I could get the reviews up, like the numbers up, the watch time up, so I could be like, hey, we had this many people watching the stream. Send us all 3 boxes. That'd be amazing. Simul tasting. Silent Aggro. I haven't been into any gigs for ages. Oh my god, it's Steve Everett. Oh hi. How are you doing, Sam? Yeah, I did used to do like a metal show way back when. Total Rock. Oh my god, I just stopped eating these. She says going for a really disgusting garlic one now. They're crisps. They're just crunchy nothingness. Oh yeah, it's got the crunch. It's got the crunch there. I need to stop this. I'm just slowly eating all of the stuff that's down here on the floor. This is so garlicky. Like, mad garlicky. I'm glad we don't have smell-o-vision. That would be deeply upsetting. Oh yeah. So November, the come game with me thing that I was doing with like my Radio 1 mates, basically it got started to get up into Christmas, and then it was like, oh, I can't do it on Friday, and oh, I can't do it on Friday. But I saw them both last weekend because I was doing Nick's show on 1 Extra and with Dev on Radio 1, and I just basically told them, I was like, look, let's do this, but like we need to 100% commit to like 1 day a week, because otherwise there's no point. We'll never be able to like grow a Twitch channel with like 1 day a week that we sort of sometimes do. But I think it would be really cool is if we can build it up. The plan would be to like go to other people's houses, like come dine with me, but with like come game with me. So you like turn up at some rando like celebrity's house and then look through their cupboards and bring things out. I think it'd be really funny. Do I want to change my score, says Tofu? No, I think I'm quite happy with that. I think that's quite a fair representation. I think of all the weird things that are just eaten. I wish I got a bigger box though. More chocolate. Oh, Steve, you had a shit Xmas. How come? So Krypton. So no, it's not really like looting other people's houses, but in like come dine with me, you know how they like root round everyone's cupboards and they're like, oh look, I found some like weird photos in there, and what kind of socks are these? And that'd be sort of the point, I think. Come snack with me. Jar Jar Binks 144. Yes, I did the pre and the post show at Minecon this year. Although I didn't get to meet Will Arnett, which was a little bit upsetting because I really wanted to. I bought Banana specifically to make a Arrested Development joke because I mean hilarious. You would have found that hilarious, right? Mr. Banana Grabber. B19, the snarky narration. Oh, I don't know. I feel like Come Game With Me was a TV show that they made, and they made it. They made like a bunch of pilots or whatever, and then they watched it, and they were like, "This is a bit dry." And then they got some people in to do voiceover, and then Snarky Guy came in because I feel like they didn't have the foresight to see the snark ahead of time. I mean, but it's what makes the show, right? The rest of the show would be well bland without it. I should never have given up animation rights. Yeah, I don't know why everyone like hates on Minecraft and Minecon so much. I'm just sort of like, whatever anyone's into, whatever game someone's into, like, follow your passion. You know, if it makes people happy, that's great. I just think if it makes people's lives better and they enjoy doing it, like, let them get on with it. Like, what does it matter? I don't know. People are really funny towards Minecraft, and I feel it's not really justified. It's changed a lot of people's lives. It's made a lot of people's lives better. And that's why I'll always host stuff for them, because I believe in it. I believe in Minecraft. I think it's a great game. And, you know, a lot of the stuff they do with kind of education and really changing, like, I don't think anyone really understands how gaming was perceived before Minecraft. Like, you would never get games in schools. You just wouldn't. And for that alone, they deserve respect, because honestly, they've really changed parents' perceptions of gaming. Oh my goodness, the amount of crap we used to get all the time being in the games community from like parenting groups and like and all this sort of stuff. And this all now, shut up. You barely get it anymore. And that's down to Minecraft. So at the very least, people should just be thankful that the game came out, because it's actually made life a lot easier for gamers around the globe. They've changed the perception of gaming in many people's eyes. So as a gamer, people should be respectful of that and thankful of that, because you know what, it's changed things a lot. Exactly, Sabertooth Grizzly Beaver. What a long name, but a lovely name. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of games that are similar to Minecraft on Steam. Loads and loads and loads. I've now had too much vinegar in my mouth and my tongue feels red. We played a math game based on BBC Computers. BBC Computers. Wow. When the BBC was involved in hardware. Am I going to be a convention host until the end of time, Dr. Julia? Probably. I really like it. I love live. Live's like one of my favourite things to do. And plus, I'm a bit of like an energy thief. Like, if people are just completely nerding out and are so jazzed around me, it like feeds my insides, like I suck at it, like it's electricity or something like that. I love it. I love watching people being such nerds. It's great. Only because I get that way, and I watch other people's faces and they're like, all right, Julia. You know, when like someone's so excited and so happy, and I don't know, when people vibrate a little bit inside because they're so excited that they're going to get to play a game that they love. Even if I hate that game, it's like the best feeling in the world to watch someone just be that happy. It's so pure, man. It's nice. Geordie Racer BBC Microbit game. Oh. Oh, Silent Aggro. What show was it where you thought your mic was off and the dress was rather warm? Oh my goodness. It was the first Esports Industry Awards, and I'd got this beautiful dress. We'd done like a full rehearsal. We'd gone through everything, and basically the lights that they use at this particular place where they host the Esports Industry Awards are not kind of like LED low power ones. They are old school lights. So basically, when I got on stage under all these lights and I was doing the first 20, 30 minutes on stage, and then I was going downstairs to do the backstage interviews, this dress was like long sleeve. It was beautiful, but it was like long sleeve, full sleeve, like the thickest satin, like really thick and light, and had this full skirt, everything, right? Basically, I was standing on stage, and I think it's probably one of the only times I've been on a stage where I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to pass out on this stage. Like, I could feel my head going, and like Jason Bradbury's like talking to me, and I'm like, I was like, keep it together, Julie. You've got like 10 more minutes. Just say a few more things from the prompter. It's fine. And then just get off the stage. And then the woman who'd like been sort of wrangling me for the show was on the side of the stage. And it's funny because I watched it back on the stream and I sound really angry, and I wasn't. I was kind of laughing as I said it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I can't stand it, or something like that. And then we were like laughing about it. And then I remember going downstairs and I was like looking at my Twitter feed, and everyone's like, so a bit warm, are you? And I was like, what? And then I asked someone else, I was like, did that go out? So it didn't go out in the room. No one in the room heard me say that, but like everybody on Twitch did. But that's the hottest I've ever been. That's the closest to ever having sort of like a medical malfunction on stage I've ever come close to. Like, honestly, I've never been that close to passing out in my entire life. And I was like, just read the prompter. That was quite savage, but funny in hindsight. Right. Oh, God, it's 10 o'clock. I've been sitting here. We finished the snacks ages ago. So if you need to know, obviously the best thing to get is baklava, but we sort of knew that already. The weird Hilliers Christmas puddings in chocolate were also a top one. And then the rest was all a little bit middling, really, wasn't it? And avoid the mince pie sweets because it was a bunch of lies. See, that's what Americans have been getting fake news all the time. From these guys, it's mainly about sweets. So we need to hit up Universal Yum Yums and demand that we all get free boxes so that we can do this together next time, because hilarious. And it'd be really fun to actually chat about them at the same time, I think. Personally, so we can have a bit of interaction and mull over the flavours, really get a good scoring system going there. But look, thanks for voting to do this. This has been a really fun stream, just hanging out with you guys and chatting. I hope my terrible accents weren't too ridiculous, but that was really fun. We learned a lot about sweets and Christmas from around the world. So maybe, if you like, we'll do it again another time, perhaps. But thanks for joining me on the stream. It's been really nice, just really chill, actually. Super chill. So we shall have to do it again next week. Maybe play a video game. Who knows? I feel like I should always chuck something like the Dice Man. I should always chuck in something silly. So it should be like game, tap dancing, game, gardening. I don't know. Something weird. Why not? You can do what you like on Twitch, as long as it's categorized correctly. So thanks, Silent Aggro, and thanks so much to Anthony for subscribing. He got his subscriber dance because I don't have any emotes or anything clever. Just gets a little dance. The Rogue Alchemist. I need to have like a code or something that I refer people, so at least we can get some sort of money off. That'd be cool. Borderlands. Oh my God, I do love some Borderlands. Maybe I'll chuck that into the mix next time, because I did pay £10 in the PlayStation sale for it, so it should hopefully be loads better. But then part of me thinks like, it's really rubbish that I don't play a game for longer than 1 week, but then part of me is like, I don't want to. And then I go backwards and forwards all the time about what I should do. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, November. You're the best also as well. Thank you, Nerdazoid. Thanks, everybody. Hello to Antonius. You've literally just turned up at the end. But cool. Thanks for coming. Game, gardening, eating a delicious snacks, dance revolution. Oh, November. But I don't get the option to share that in chat. I can give you a little dance. November. There we go. Is that okay? It's a little sub dance for you. And now the time has come and we shall face the final curtain. I've burnt my mouth on crisps. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to have like those weird little white spots in my mouth tomorrow. So thanks to everyone for joining us. It was really, really good. Monday Night Crew will be back, same time, same place, 7:30 next week. And who knows, maybe I'll bake. I'm not going to do that. I would buy baking. I'm going to make it. That's just labour intensive when it can just turn up at my house in a box. So, yeah, thanks to everybody. And I will see you very soon. Bye. Have a nice week. See you next week. Bye.